Hey, this is Kevin Spratt. You're watching Underland 76. Let's do this! Alright, so this is going to be a little different today. Let's see here. Um, I get emails from Quora. Quora Digest. I got this today. I think this is really interesting. It asks, is Kiss an overrated band? Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, uh, Eric Singer, and Tommy Taylor. Taylor. Hmm. And past members, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss, Eric Carr, Vinnie Vincent, Mark St. John, and Bruce Kulick. Hmm. Alright, so they're hard rock, heavy metal, shock rock, and glam metal. Woohoo! Okay, so this is an answer from Leon Chase from Brooklyn, New York. He says, here's the deal. If you want to come at this from a modern perspective, there are a million reasons to hate on Kiss. Critically speaking, without any historical context, they were simplistic, derivative, uh, hot garbage. And yes, their success relied heavily on their use of makeup and stage effects. But also know this. In 1976, the year that Kiss Alive really broke, the number one Grammy winners were Captain and Tennille, Paul Simon, and Judy Collins. That's how lame mainstream pop music had become. Hmm, can I actually see here? Let's see if I can pull this up. Um, hmm. There we go. Signing you in. Okay, whatever. Uh-huh. There we go. Ooh, there it is. Hmm. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so that's how lame mainstream pop music has become. For the people on the ground who still wanted some balls to the wall rock and roll, Kiss was their salvation. It was loud, it was heavy, and yes, it was a little stupid. But that was exactly what a certain kind of person wanted at the time. Kiss was the right band at the right moment. Yes, they were simplistic. Yes, they were opportunistic. And yes, Gene Simmons was 100% a carny at heart who was more than ready to rip off every kid in America for the sake of a buck. But at the time, they were the best thing going and they put on a level of live show that was so above and beyond the typical 70s navel gazing prog rock act that, when analyzing live shows of the era, only maybe AC/DC and Van Halen can compare. Kiss was a much needed dose of showmanship and unapologetic glam rock and roll energy in a time when the serious rock world was in serious danger of imploding on itself. If you love anything that came after them, and by that I mean everything that happened in the world of 80s metal and 90s grunge, then you owe a certain debt of gratitude to Kiss. Without them, rock music would have ended up in a very different place. Wow. And then there's all these comments, blah, blah, blah. Uh, Ace has inspired many of the rock bands of the 90s to pick up a guitar. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. That is pretty much it for that question, anyway. Is Kiss an overrated band? Mm. Oh, look, Russell Spear answered this as well. And there's actually a picture of Kiss right there. See? Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and whoever their drummer is at the time. That's always changed. The drummers had always changed. Then again, Eric Carr died in a car crash. So. Hang on. Anyway, um, here we go. I wonder if I can save this. So I'm going to save this image. I'm going to actually use this. Upload. No, I'm going to put it in here. All right, you can see what I'm doing. Isn't that sweet? Anyway, so that's an ad. Um, okay, so what? These are all. You know what? I'm going to put this in a notebook or a notepad thing. I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that in the comments, or not in the comments, but in the description box, so that you can check this out. But I'm going to go through some of these. Let's see. Russell Spear went to my first of many heavy metal concerts in 1984. Okay. No, I don't think they're overrated at all. They've recorded some great songs, they've built a huge fan base that loves their music, and given those fans a lot of enjoyment. They've been an inspiration for a lot of highly successful musicians. Kiss have been highly influential both musically and also with the presentation of their show. Uh, they they raised the bar for what a rock show could be. They've managed to change with the times and keep people excited about them. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley are intelligent guys. They took the merchandising of their band to an unprecedented level. They offered their fans an opportunity to buy more different types of merchandise than any other band had, or any other band ever had. I don't know what that was. Um, mm, I don't even know where I stopped. Oh, there. For the fans who wanted to buy it, it was great, and for the ones who didn't, it didn't cost them a thing. How? Oh, Gene. Anyway, how many bands have been so successful both from a performance aspect and also from a business aspect? One complaint is based on the idea that they appeal primarily to kids. Well, they are a band that looks like a comic book characters come to life. But if that type of thing only appeals to kids, tell me, how is it that Hollywood has never made so many movies based on comic books as they are making now? And why are those movies doing so well at the box office with adults? Then there's the complaint that all they have is their image. Without the quality of their songs, Kiss would never have had the longevity they've had. No band has their level of success and that kind of longevity without having the songs with the memorable melodies and riffs. For any band to make it through a 40 or 50-year career, they had better have good songs. Black Diamond, Strutter, Deuce, Rock and Roll All Night, Cold Gin, War Machine, Love Gun, Heaven's on Fire, Who Wants to Be Lonely, Unholy, I Love It Loud. The list goes on and on. Kiss have the music to back up every bit of the image they've built for themselves. Yeah, pretty much. Have no shame and don't be boring. Yeah. Why is the rock band Kiss so overrated? Andrew Chapman, rock music author, 45-year rock music fan, 35-year drummer, says, I can't answer your question because its premise is totally flawed. You may as well ask why the moon is square. From the start, Kiss was badly and perpetually panned by rock critics. They didn't receive a Grammy nomination until their 25th year. They weren't inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until even later. And Rolling Stone magazine didn't put the band on the cover until just 5 years ago. And while rock stars will frequently cite Kiss as an influence or the reason they got music, none will claim any Kiss members to be top musicians. Geddy Lee, who in Rush toured with Kiss and liked them personally, was asked for his opinion of their music. He diplomatically answered with something like, they're great at what they do. So I can't even begin to guess where your assessment of overrated comes from. Many of their fans could potentially be accused of this, but that's the very definition of fan, fanatic and fanatical. So, really, any band could be overrated by some of its fans. For something to be overrated, there needs to be a significant positive gap between perception and reality. If anything, I think the overall perception of Kiss is actually worse than the reality and thus makes them underrated. Hmm. Okay, Leon Chase. I read that. Christopher Bloom. Okay, that's different. Matthew Polston says they absolutely are and were. They're one of the biggest corporate gimmicks in history. Take away the pyrotechnics and stage antics, and you have four very average musicians who would still be playing dive bars in New York City if it weren't for the commercial genius of their management. Musically, they didn't introduce anything revolutionary or awe inspiring. The only remotely talented member of the group during their prime was Ace Frehley, and while his guitar playing was raw and energetic, he was still painfully average compared to other guitar players of his time. I will give him credit for writing some pretty cool riffs to songs such as Cold Gin, and as far as songwriting is concerned, their lyrical contributions were infantile even by hard rock standards. Love Gun, for example, is a 4 minute long track written about Paul Stanley's schlong. Wow. Okay. You can argue that Kiss was a significant influence for future rock bands and were commercially successfully all day long. But at the end of the day, they're your run of the mill cock rock band that got big solely because of their image. They wouldn't have made it very far without the clown makeup and blood spitting. It wasn't clown makeup, though. Wow, what am I doing? It wasn't clown makeup. It was kabuki style makeup, like Japan warriors, you know. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think it was mostly their marketing. But yeah, like all of these answer this question. They're both underrated and overrated. How about this? Alexander Chitlern. Oh, Chiltern. Alexander Chiltern. I've been writing about rock since I was 16. All right. They are both underrated and overrated. They were a fabulous band for a short period in 1973 to 1976. Their first album is a masterpiece, and they are playing far better than overrated Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath, for example. Ace Frehley's solos are an enigma. How can he make those progressions? They are syncopated and incredibly original. Paul was writing great hard rock singles, Strutter, Hard Luck Woman, and Gene Simmons was just another member of the band producing his best stuff. They were copying and stealing like Led Zepp, but they did it right, added their contribution, and were incredibly cool. After their peak, they simply disappeared around 1979. They came up with a great disco song. It's a good song, isn't it? But they were betraying their sound. Apart from I Was Made for Loving You, they could have died and nobody would have missed them. Finally, they came back with a Revenge, probably the best album of their career. To their credit, they're a very hardworking band and have survived many ridiculous ridicules. I'm gonna say ridiculous. I don't know why. Like their stupid Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. Uh, no, that wasn't so great. Anyway, let's see here. This is their Wikipedia page. Ooh, Wikipedia. Let's go, Wikipedia. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-doo. Anyway, I'm weird. I am so weird. I need a beard, but I can't have a beard because it'll look weird. Ah! Anyway, as if I don't look weird already. Um, so Kiss is an American rock band formed in New York City in 1973 by Paul Stanley, vocals, rhythm, guitar, Gene Simmons, vocals and bass, Ace Frehley, lead guitar and vocals, and Peter Criss, drums and vocals. So they all sang. Anyway, known for their face paint and stage outfits, the group rose to prominence in the mid 1970s with shock rock style live performances, which featured fire breathing, blood spitting, smoking guitars, shooting rockets, levitating drum kits, and pyrotechnics. Wow, yeah, I can see how they're. And they're still around today. Final tour. But I remember in 95, 96, they were going to go away. This is our final tour, blah, blah, blah. Um, oh, yeah, check this out. This is the Kiss logo, right? Everybody's seen that. And this is the logo they used in Germany, Austria, Israel, and other countries that outlaw Nazi symbols, right? Because of the S's. Anyway, Paul Stanley said, our first show ever was at Coventry. Coventry was a study in contrast. The first time we played, there was nobody there. The last time we played there, you could barely get in the door. Uh, but yeah, with their makeup and everything, Gene Simmons once said that he could walk into the front door, buy a ticket, walk through the crowd, and onto the stage or to the backstage area, and nobody would know. Nobody would recognize him. Hmm. Okay, so let's go through the pictures because I don't feel like reading that whole page. Kiss. I can't even read that, but that's in 2019. There's their logos, which I just showed you. Stanley performing with Kiss in Winnipeg on the Alive tour in 1976. That's the year I was born. Holy crap. Are you serious? I am saving this image. Because that's in the city. That is in the city I was born in. Hello. What am I doing? There we go. Wow. That's not only in the city I was born in, but that is the year I was born in. Huh. I gotta figure out what day that was. Simmons and Frehley share a microphone in 1978. Chris performing Beth in 1977. And Frehley demonstrates the pyrotechnics that helped make Kiss a live sensation. Simmons performing with Kiss in 1979. Kiss during the music from the Elder era. Bruce Kulick pictured here in 2002, was the lead guitarist for Kiss from 1984 to 1996. Kiss performing in Utrecht in 1997. Kiss performing in Paris on March 21st, 1999. Current members Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer have replaced Peter Criss and Ace Frehley as the Catman and the Spaceman, respectively. Okay, there and there. A Live 35 World Tour map. Kiss performing at the 2010 Sauna Open Air Metal Festival in Tampere, Finland. Kiss performing in St. Paul, Minnesota on August 29th, 2012. Kiss performing at the O2 Arena in London on May 31st, 2017. Kiss performing at Hellfest in Clisson on June 22nd, 2019. Kiss performing in Paris on June 7th, 2022. The Star Child, Paul Stanley, 1973 to 1983, 1989, and 1996 to present. The Demon, Gene Simmons, 1973 to 1983, 1989, 1996 to present. The Spaceman, Ace Frehley, Space Ace, 1973 to 1982, 1996 to 2002, and Tommy Thayer, 2002 to present. The Catman, Peter Criss, 1973 to 1980, 1996 to 2000, 2002 to 2003, and Eric Singer from 2001 to 2002 and 2004 to present. The Fox, Eric Carr, 1980 to 1983. The Ankh Warrior, Vinnie Vincent, 1982 to 1983. Who's that? British glam rock band Slade, pictured in 1973, was among the band's influences. Ah, okay. And that's it. Those are all the pictures on the page. Wow. But yeah, I need to look this up here. Hang on. La 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 la. Okay, I'm gonna put that in. Uh, oh, it's the same thing. Okay. All right. So I've got the links, so I can put that in the description box. I am gonna look up this thing, see if I can find it on YouTube. Kiss Winnipeg 1976. Ooh, Kiss Fan 747 exclusive Kiss Winnipeg 1985. 85? Oh, here we go. Kiss Winnipeg, Manitoba interview. Okay, so it was fourth month. Would be March. No, April. April 27th, 1976. So that was before I was born. All right. That was before I was born. Hmm. All right. But anyway, I'm going to put that This is an interview. There's no comments. It only has 49 views. It was uploaded 2 years ago. Whatever. Anyway, I'm going to put that in the description too in case you want to watch it or listen to it. It doesn't have a video, it's just the audio, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's just a picture of Paul Stanley. See? Ooh, Winnipeg Internet interview with Paul Stanley and Peter Chris, April 27th, 1976.
Coast, and I remember you guys played at the Michigan Palace. Remember that?
Sure, right.
To about 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And you blew the dogs right off the stage.
Wow, okay, so if you want to put up with that kind of audio, go ahead, listen to it. I'm going to listen to it when I'm done this. So, I think I'm done this. Yeah, it's been over half an hour. Holy crap, I am so sorry. Did not mean to take up that much of your time today. So, ooh, my brother liked my video. I didn't even watch them. Anyway, whatever. Learn from Beethoven. Uh, and see if I can. There. See? Learn from Beethoven. Everyone told him that he can't be a musician because he is deaf, and he never listened to them. So don't listen to people that try and tell you you can't do something. Look at me. Oh, you'll never go anywhere with that. I tried. You know, you can't blame me for trying. Can't blame anybody for trying. But anyway, like I said, I am gonna go and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Blah 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 blah. Blah.